Debit, credit, passbook, ATM, checking. Ano ba lahat yun? When you're just starting out with managing your finances, these could be pretty overwhelming and medyo nakakalito. I already made a video about savings in general, but for this video, we're going back to the super basics. Kasi kadalasan, for most people, getting a bank account is the very first step in their personal finance journey. This video will tell you everything you need to know about bank account para pagpasok mo sa bangko, they ask you savings or checking, alam mo na ang sasabihin mo. This is Finance from Scratch, where we talk about finance concepts from scratch. Let's get started. Yo, what's up friends? Welcome back to an episode of Finance from Scratch, where we learn finance concepts from scratch. Guaranteed beginner bubble friendly. If you're new here, what's up? My name's Nicole. Today, we're talking about bank accounts. Hi guys, long time no see. I'm back. If you notice, medyo ibang setup ko. Major life update, but I've moved out. I'll talk more about that in a separate video. Almost all episodes of Finance from Scratch will follow this discussion flow. We'll talk about the what, the why, and the how. For this video, we'll start with what. What is a bank account? We'll talk about some of the basic bank terms and tools. Then we'll talk about the different types of banks in the Philippines, as well as the different types of accounts that you can open at the bank. And then we'll talk about why. Why do you need a bank account? And then a more common question, why should I open a regular bank account if I can just have a digital bank account? And then once you understand the what and the why, let's talk about taking action, the how. How do I choose a bank? How do I open a bank account? Before we start, I want to say thanks to Chinabank for supporting the series and for making this video possible. Chinabank is a universal bank here in the Philippines and they have over 100 years of banking experience and history. They offer a full range of banking products and services from savings, cards, loans, insurance, investments, basta lahat meron. They recently relaunched their app. It's called MyCBC. I went to their launch event and they unveiled a lot of new features, so it was super exciting. I'll talk more about them later. Review muna tayo. What are banks? Banks are financial institutions that safeguard money, provide loans, facilitate payments, and offer financial services to individuals, businesses, and governments. Yes, pati gobyerno, kliyente ng mga bangko. Banks are also businesses. So, yung ginagawa ng bangko is that yung mga deposits na nilagay mo sa kanila, pinapahiram nila sa mga tao, then they charge interest. Dun sila kumikita. They also charge fees for services like maintaining accounts, withdrawing funds, and also fund transfers. Other bank products include credit card, forex, may custodianship, then ano naman ang bank account? A bank account is a secure place where you can store, manage, and grow your money. You can deposit, withdraw, you transfer funds, and also earn interest depending on the type of account you open. Let's discuss some of the basic bank terms para kung marinig mo to, alam mo na yung sabihin nila. First, debit versus credit. Debit is the opposite of credit. So, kung na-debit yung account mo, ibig sabihin nun, kinunan yung account mo, nabawasan siya. Pero pag na-credit yung account mo, ibig sabihin nun, pumasok sa account mo. Next, ATM. Ibig sabihin ng ATM is an automated teller machine. Alam mo yung mga tao, pagpasok mo sa bangko, they are tellers. Yung ATM naman is their robot version. Most of the transactions that you can do with the teller, you can do it with an ATM. Magde-deposit ka ng cash, mag-withdraw ka. Passbook. Ito ay ang passbook. So, it's just a little booklet na nakalagay dun yung record ng transaction mo. Meron siyang line item for the date, kung withdrawal ba or deposit yung transaction, tapos nag-update yung balance mo. Checkbook. Usually, ganito ang itsura niya. It is a booklet that you can write checks with. You have individual checks that you can write as a form of payment. SOA. SOA stands for Statement of Account. This is an SOA. So similar to a passbook, it's like a financial document that summarizes your transactions. Interest rate. It's the amount charged by a lender to a borrower for the amount of money that they borrowed. Pinahiram kita ng 5,000 pesos, interest rate niyan is 5%. So do the math, it's 250 pesos. Ano ba? 5%. Wait. 5,000 pesos, 5%. 250 nga, tama. Yung interest rate naman when it comes to banks, no, ginagamit ng bangko pera mo, nag-charge sila ng interest na nanghiram ng pera, tapos yung portion of that is what they give back to you to say thank you. Tapos the interest rate of the bank, it is annualized, no? Pag nakita mo PA, isabihin ng per annum. May calculation yan. Ito yung formula, papakita ko na sa inyo. For any form of interest, usually may kapartner yan na withholding tax. Maintaining balance. Ibig sabihin lang nun that this is the amount of money that has to be in your account para hindi ka ma-chargean ng fee. It's computed on a monthly basis and only if it falls below yung maintaining balance mo will you get charged a fee. Kung isang araw biglang bumaba ka, as long as yung average daily balance mo in a month is above the maintaining balance, you're good. Balance to earn interest. So a lot of bank accounts, they have the minimum maintaining balance just for your account to be open, but they also have a minimum amount so that you can earn interest. This one naman is computed daily. Kung today, umabot ka naman sa minimum maintaining balance to earn interest, edi meron kang computed makukuhang interest for today. Deposit insurance, yung PDIC insurance. You see this like plaque nakalagay ito. All depositors are insured PDIC up to 500,000 pesos. What does that mean? So PDIC is a government agency that insures deposits and also liquidates closed banks. And minsan, if there are financial crises or it's mismanaged, the banks will close. So ang mangyayari pag nagsarado yung bank? Paano na yung deposit ko, no? So PDIC will step in to make sure na up to 500,000 pesos ang pera mo, you'll get it back. Pero recently, they actually increased to 1 million pesos na. Now, let's talk about the different types of banks here in the Philippines. Based on the regulations of the Bangko Sentral, there are 7 types of banks here in the Philippines. But for the purposes of this video, we'll discuss the 4 main types. The main differences between the different types of banks are their legal powers, no? Ano yung pwedeng mga products and services na i-offer nila to their clients, and also yung minimum capital requirement. First, universal banks. These are the most powerful and they also offer the most products and services. Some examples are Chinabank and BDO. Second, rural banks. These are smaller community banks. As an example, there's the Rural Bank of Taal. Third, cooperative banks. These are member-owned banks that offer specialized financial services. So as an example, there's the NTECB. Fourth are the digital banks. They offer much higher interest, but they are only app-based. Wala silang physical branches. Some examples are Maya, Tonic, and GoTime. Then let's talk about the different types of bank accounts and their differences. In general, banks offer 3 main types of accounts. There's the savings, checking, and time deposit. Yung mga ibang account, there's subcategories of these 3 main types depending on the special perks and features that the bank wants to offer. Like for example, this savings account is for children, it's for teens, it's for students, or they want to offer life insurance or higher interest. Depends. First is a savings account. It's just a basic bank account. Most people have this. And it's really just a secure place to deposit your money. Kasi syempre, bakit? Saan mo lalagay pera mo? Sa ilalim ng kama? All banks offer a peso currency, but there are some banks that offer foreign currency saving accounts. It also earns interest. So Chinabank will give you 0.125% per annum. There are 2 main types of savings accounts. There's an ATM account and of course a passbook account. For ATM accounts, they come with just an ATM debit card. Tapos yung statement of account mo is usually mailed to you either physically or in email na lang. ATM accounts also usually have a lower maintaining balance than a passbook account. So for a Chinabank ATM savings account, the initial deposit requirement is 2,000 pesos. And the average daily balance is also 2,000 pesos. For passbook accounts naman, more or less the same as an ATM savings except it comes with a passbook. It also comes with a debit ATM card. Question, pag magbubukas ka ng account, okay lang ba na ATM account lang or passbook kailangan kong i-open? Depends on what you want. I personally prefer passbook accounts because I like having physical records of my transactions. Puro passbook yung akin. But if you're not super concerned with having yung mga passbooks, you can get by with just an ATM account kasi they send you the SOA pa rin naman. But more or less, everything the same. Next, checking account. Yung difference lang of a checking account and a savings account is that you're able to issue a check as a form of payment. And the good thing with being able to issue checks as a form of payment is that you don't need to carry cash. For example, magbabayad ka ng renta, 25,000 pesos. Instead of you bringing the 25,000 pesos, you can just like pay them with this one sheet of paper. And it's also good as a future payment for a future transaction. You don't have to remember to transfer it na. You can just write on the check yung na date na kailangan bayaran. Whoever you paid can just deposit the check. It's transferred to them na from your account. May or may not give interest. Some checking accounts don't, some checking accounts do. Yung checking account ng Chinabank they do. They usually require a higher maintaining balance. Why? Para they can make sure na may pondo yung account mo when you're issuing check payments. If you pay people with the check na wala naman palang laman yung account mo and they deposit it, tumalbog yung cheque, that's illegal. You promised them to pay but you didn't. Next, time deposit. This is also called term deposit, cash deposit. All of these terms mean the same thing. What this is really just a fixed term where you keep your money in the bank. And what's good with that is that the bank has a level of assurance na, okay, hindi niya withdraw ito, I can use their money for a longer period of time. Typically, the terms of a time deposit is like 30 days, 90 days, 120 days. And there's a specific interest rate that they give you for having your money locked with them for a certain period of time. If you withdraw it before it matures, you will incur a penalty. So time deposits are for individuals with a lump sum of money. Na sure sila na within the period that they will put it in a time deposit, hindi nila gagalawin. What's good with that is that much higher yung interest rate than a regular savings account. So, mas productive yung pera mo. Chinabank, when I inquired, they showed me this table, digital bank accounts. Pretty much the same as a regular savings account, except yung digital banks, wala nga silang physical branch. But the pro of that, since they're not spending on a physical branch, is that they're able to give you much higher interest on the deposit that you keep with them. And there's also the good perk of them not really requiring you to have a minimum deposit to maintain your account and also to earn interest. Why? Bakit? Nande? Wait, shuma. I don't know any more languages, but why? Why do I need a bank account? Having a bank account is important for security, but also it gives you access to financial services. There's a convenience aspect of it, no? You can deposit and withdraw your money anytime, anywhere, no? Hindi palagi mong dala-dala yung pera mo. And having a bank account also helps you establish credit history or financial history for that matter. So depending on how much you have deposited in your account, like how many transactions you do, you build this sense of like a persona na banks can like assess you through. It's very important for banks to kind of like know what type of customer you will be. They're able to offer you products and services because they kind of know like what is suited to your goal. Easier for you to access mga credit cards, loans, home loans, car loans na kahit na hindi mo kailangan siya ngayon, baka in the future you might need access to it. Why should I open a regular bank account if I can just open an account at a digital bank? Habol ko lang naman yung high interest, no? So bakit ko pa kailangan mag-open ng account sa Chinabank kung pwede naman Maya lang? First reason would be accessibility, tapos yung physical branches. So the limitation of digital banks talaga is that when you encounter a problem, medyo mahirap siya to get it resolved. Sa story time before kasi, my debit card was compromised. Parang all of a sudden, someone was using my debit card for foreign transactions, no? I have no idea, parang sa wish.com. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh shit. So I had to go to my branch physically and I reported it. And because they know me, they were also able to assist me then and there. Katausap ko yung tao at the branch. They are working on my problem right now. They're making me fill up a form. And they give me the assurance. And I can follow up, like physically. Pwede kong puntahan na ano nangyari. Versus, wala kang branch na mapuntahan to complain or to have someone assist you. And you're only at the mercy of like waiting for someone to reply to your email complaint. One of the services that a bank offers also is that you can ask them questions directly. It's good if you do your own research, just do everything by yourself. But it also helps to talk to a banking professional, especially for more complex products. Kung savings lang ang pag-usapan natin, okay na yun. Pero what if you need help in terms of insurance, investments? Next would be the higher transaction limits that you can have when you have a regular bank account. So the thing with digital banks kasi, let's say for example, Maya or GCash, meron kasing transaction limit siya on a daily basis depending on the verification level of your account. So when you're involved in like higher transactions, parang millions for example, there are just certain high-ticket transactions that might be difficult to do. It's not that it's impossible to do high-ticket transactions, but it's a lot easier when you are able to interact with a full-service bank like Chinabank. So as an example, kung magbabayad ka ng down payment sa bahay or down payment sa car and you need to issue manager's checks, you can't do that kasi with a digital bank. And also sometimes for travel visa applications, there are some countries, embassies that are more strict on the types of financial documents that you provide. Parang recently I applied for a visa application and then the requirements, it was specifically said that it needs to come from like banks like BDO, Chinabank. Hindi enough na digital bank account lang yung papakita mo. And then third, yung creditability or your credit history, financial history. Having a bank account early on will help you establish a relationship na kasi with the bank. Most powerful banks, universal banks, they are the ones who are able to offer the most products and services. Mas madali mo na siyang i-access. Kasi kilala ka na ng bank mo. May relationship na kayo. You have an account with me, I know the types of transactions that you do, therefore, yes, of course, I will offer you these products and services. But honestly, this shouldn't be like an either or. You can have both. You maximize the best of both worlds, no? Okay. Good na ako, Nicole. Thank you for convincing me. Alam ko kailangan ko ng account. How do I open an account? First, you choose an account that fits your needs and then you prepare the usual requirements. So this kind of varies from bank to bank, but typically they will ask you for a valid ID, proof of address, utility bill mo, electricity, water bill. You also need to bring with you yung initial deposit. And then once you prepare the usual requirements, punta ka na lang sa banko, they will make you fill up an application form. And then 1, 2, 3, boom! Bigyan ka na nila ng passbook mo or yung ATM card. And once you have your ATM, you can also activate it na. Congrats! How do you choose a bank? For some people, it's okay. Kahit anong bank account, more or less the same lang naman. Pero it actually matters. And there are a couple of things that could help you decide on which bank to open an account with. First is the location and the ease of access. Meron bang branch sila na malapit sa bahay mo, malapit sa workplace? How many branches do they have nationwide that you can just like visit if you need some concerns about your account? There's also the safety and security. Kadalasan ba sila na-hack? You want a bank that prioritizes your safety and security of your deposits. Third, it's also good to assess yung banking products nila that they have available. Take a look at their investment options, insurance options, yung loans nila, mura ba yung rate? As you get older and richer, you should also assess a certain bank's VIP banking services. As you deposit more with them, transact more with them, mas malaki na yung relationship balance mo. What do they offer you? Do they offer you special perks? Do they treat you like a VIP? and yung mobile banking app nila. For me personally, this is very important when I'm assessing the bank. I don't want to go through the hassle of having to go to my branch when I don't need to. I like having a branch that has a very reliable app, and most of the things, banking services that I need, I can just do it with their mobile app. Banking apps natin here in the Philippines, medyo hit or miss siya minsan, but there are banks that do it really well, like Chinabank, yung kanilang MyCBC app. Sabi ko nga, like I recently went to their launch event and they had a relaunch of their app. First, you can view your e-statements online, so you can access and monitor your accounts just from your phone. Yung UITF small investment accounts, and also your credit card balance at any time. You can transfer money through their app via InstaPay or PesoNet. Yung difference lang ng InstaPay or PesoNet is that InstaPay, it's instant, mabilis siyang dumarating, pero may 50,000 peso transaction limit. But for PesoNet, you can send up to 500,000 pesos. From all of the banks here in the Philippines, Chinabank has one of the lower transaction fees. Kasi 10 pesos lang to send money via InstaPay. There are banks that charge you 25 pesos transfer money, which is insane. Ang mahal nun. And you can also do QR scan pay para you don't need to share your banking details na if you're getting payment. You can also pay for your bills through Chinabank's MyCBC app, which is very easy, very convenient. They have more than 1,000 billers available on their app. And one of their features that I'm excited about is their mobile check deposit. You don't need to go to the branch to deposit the check. You can just scan it with the mobile app to deposit it, which is very convenient. I really like that feature. And this is a really good feature, but I don't know why not all banks offer it. But sending alerts and notifications for your transactions, you're aware of the unauthorized transactions that happen to your account. Hopefully wala naman. How many accounts do I need? How many accounts do I open? It really depends on you, especially how you structure your personal finance system. If you're interested in what I like to do, I have a video on my personal finance system on how many accounts I have, ano yung mga purpose nila. But I think it's good to have 4. 1 for your emergency savings, of course, your retirement savings, short-term savings, long-term savings. I think it's good to have a separate account for each of these purposes para hindi siya magkahalo-halo. And you're intentionally setting money aside for a specific purpose. We all have our own financial goals that we're striving towards. And I think it's a really good use of your time to just spend a bit of time to just learn a bit more about the financial products and services that you make use of. Even yung pinaka-basic na bank account mo, para you know how to maximize it, magamit mo siyang maayos in order to achieve your financial goals. Kasi yun pala, oh my God, di ko alam na ganito pala yung offer na time deposit sa bangko ko. I should have done that versus just like keeping it in the regular savings account. I hope you guys learned something new. I think this is super exciting, especially if it's the first time that you're ever opening an account. If you guys have any more questions of things that I didn't discuss, I didn't cover, medyo marami kasi, you guys can just leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.